Oh my goodness, practically out of the womb. I mean, I can remember very early on, it was not just us, but certainly his grandparents, rolling paper balls to him, when he could barely walk. And I tell this story, which I think really epitomizes sort of George at a young age. He was 7 years old, and I was the coach of his minor league baseball team. And it was the night before one of the games, and he's downstairs in his bedroom, and he's got his uniform on, as he often did the night before. He's very excited, looking forward to playing. And I go downstairs, and he's tossing a baseball in his bed, up and down, up and down, up and down. And I said, buddy, what are you doing? He says, I'm thinking about the game tomorrow. And I said, you're thinking about the game tomorrow? He goes, yeah. He says, Ricky Stroh's pitching. We're playing the Red Sox, Dad. And I said, yeah, what about it? Well, I'm thinking about my approach in the batter's box. And I went, oh my goodness. And I ran upstairs to her and I says, Maria, we got something special here. He's already thinking about this stuff.
Despite growing up with a stutter that would quiet George outside of the friendly confines of his home, he found comfort on the baseball field. The Connecticut native eventually earned a scholarship to play for UConn, where he began to break out of his shell.
I was like, you know what? I am who I am. I can't really control it. I'm just going to slowly talk, and then ended up at a big school and was in some big classes and had to talk and just said, you know what? I'm just going to go for it. I was still scared to talk, but I understood that I kind of had to do it. And my coach in college used to say, you don't ever stutter when you talk about something you want to talk about. It's only when you don't understand something or this and that. And I said, Coach, it's not that I don't understand it. I can't say it. And he would say, well, then, I remember this. He said, you need to make an adjustment and learn how to say what you have to say. And at the time, I was kind of like, yeah, all right, I was mean. Whatever, but then I kind of actually sat back and I was like, he's right. I have to learn to say what I have to say, and just to get over the fear of I might stutter here, I might stutter there. You just have to say what you have to say, and if you do it, oh well. If not, great.
We were very, very blessed to have Coach Jim Penders. He's a wonderful coach, but more importantly, he's a wonderful man. He did not accept anything less than George's best, not just on the field, but in the classroom, and continue to push George to move simply beyond, the limits of one's self-absorption. It's very easy, I think, to retreat and to retract and to not want to put oneself out there, but to be bold, to be self-confident, that's difficult. That's a skill. And Jim was very prominent in helping to reinforce those same values that as a family we'd been trying to encourage in George. And so we certainly give him an enormous amount of credit for all the assistance that he provided during that 3-year time period.
Springer went on to have an outstanding college career. In 2011, he was named an All-American and became the highest drafted Husky when the Astros took him with the 11th overall pick.
See you. There you go. Welcome. Thank you.
3 seasons later, on April 16, 2014, Springer was called up to the majors. And with his speech impediment on full display for the media, he stepped into the spotlight.
When he was first called up, one of the baseball writers was doing a story on George's stuttering. I got a phone call about it, and I was very, very nervous. I felt certainly at that stage of his major league career, he needed to focus on playing the game, and he needed to reduce the amount of distractions in his life. And I can remember calling him up and asking him, are you sure you want to do this? And he said, Dad, if there is one kid I can help by telling my story, I have to do it. That, to me, is the internalization of all the things that we have tried to do as parents, which is it's not just about you, but it's about your own self-development, but using that in service to other people.
He might beat this out. Throw to first. That's his first major league hit, an infield hit for George Springer.
Shortly after his big league debut, Springer became the spokesperson for the Stuttering Association for the Young, also known as SAY, where he hopes to teach kids and teens who stutter that their speech disorder doesn't have to hold them back.
Guys, again, I've had a stutter since I was born, I guess. I don't know if it started when I was a kid or not, but I've had it. I'll always have it. I don't really think I'm going to outgrow it.
If I can help anybody, a kid, adult, whoever it is, I believe that that's my job.
You see him in an environment like this talking and everything and talking in front of people, and it helps you understand the struggle he went through as a kid. And to see where he's at now is awesome, and he's trying to help other people out and get him to the point he's at.
The event's getting bigger and bigger, and rightfully so. He's doing a great job bringing awareness to something that's close to his heart.
I was there. I know exactly how they feel. I know exactly the pain that they're going through, because it's not really a disease that anybody that thinks about, but it is a thing that you hear it in school and you get laughed at.
My name is Ruben. I am 13 years old, and I'm the person who started this.
The fear to speak in public, or the fear to speak to to an adult or to your friends, and that's a tough draw for anybody that's a kid, who doesn't quite understand that it's not really anything you can control. And it's great to see all these kids go out and just say, you know what, I am who I am, and I'm gonna say whatever it is that I have to say, and if it takes me an extra 5 seconds, I will.